Right here's an interesting piece too. You can see the layers in it, and consequently the flow lines in the pieces of volcanic material that was tossed up. There's another piece right here, extends over to there. This is one that's got some good little bits and flow. You can see kind of like the soft layers that are being squashed, and then there's a really big piece there. I really like this rock, mainly because it's an example of a sedimentary rock that is volcanic in origin. And here's a good piece over here as well. You can see the dark pieces in between there. Up here, there's another one, but I want you to get the idea. There was like tons of material tossed up into the air. In this particular part of the outcrop, there's some really interesting things right there. You can see the layers, and this piece over here as well, right in here. Kind of interesting stuff. And you can see where it's weathered, and then around it there's other material being deposited as well. This one here comes around this way. It's getting kind of late in the day today, but what I'm showing you here is the formation of a natural seawall. This is called Seawall Beach, namesake thereof. And what you see when you zoom in, there's this ridge of cobbles and boulder size pieces of rock. Mostly it's from the Cranberry Island formation, that tuff I was just showing you pictures of. And in fact, I'm standing on some of the tuff right here where my feet are, and this material gets washed in and out by the ocean, and typically in storms it gets tossed up and makes this natural barrier around the coast. And in Acadia National Park, it's preserved as part of the natural environment, and there's bigger ones. There's a bigger one over by Otter Cliffs, but this one is pretty good size as well. In fact, the road is on it. If you zoom in over by these houses, the road to Seawall Beach campgrounds and Seawall Beach picnic area where I am now is actually composed of this seawall material that's been tossed up by waves in storms. And I think we've got one more stop to make if we still have light. So we'll head over there shortly. This is the last stop, and it's the oldest rock unit. We've done essentially a full circle, a circumnavigation of Mount Desert Island. And there's a couple things I want you to look at here. If you look straight over where the camera's facing, you see that polish on that rock, and you can see the scratches on it. They're all parallel. There's some glacial striations there as well. But what I wanted you to actually look at is the rock here. And even just look at the rock by my feet. This is Ellsworth schist, and it looks really different from what we saw over in the actual town of Ellsworth, probably because this is exposed to the ocean, and it may even be different parts of the rock to begin with, but it's totally and extremely deformed, folded up. It was a fine-grained rock formed on the bottom of the ocean. Then when the tectonic orogeny took place, it crunched this stuff up, smushed it up into layers, all kind of contorted and deformed rock units. It's pretty amazing stuff. And remember, we talked about the white lines as being volcanic ash layers, but here the white lines here are quartz that probably has been separated out and migrated through, but there's an incredible amount of deformation here, and it's more white colored here, light colored. Remember over at the Ellsworth formation in Ellsworth, it actually was a greenish color, and there's a fresh surface where it's been broken. And if I can find a piece of this in cobbles on the beaches, glaciers. But take a look at this surface here. As the sun like lights it up, you can see the curve, the undulations of the glacial polish here, and you can see the actual folding of the individual layers within the Ellsworth Formation. It's pretty amazing stuff. Come up here, take a look. I'm trying not to fall. I'm just trying to stay where it's dry. But the light is really pretty good, so you can actually see it. And if you look, you can see the glacial striations there on the surface. No, they're coming like effectively at me. It's pretty amazing in terms of the deformation that you can see here, and how the beds have been folded. It's pretty crazy. And I'm not a metamorphic geologist, but this stuff kind of like gives me shivers, just thinking about what actually had to happen to these rocks. It's pretty spectacular. And sort of to give you an idea, there's my finger for scale. So these are millimeter size layers that have been folded up and deformed. And so basically what we started out with, this is the oldest rock in the area, the Ellsworth schist. Then on top of that is the Bar Harbor Formation, and then we go to the Cranberry Island sequence, and then intruded into that is the Cadillac Mountain granite. So we have mostly all Paleozoic rocks here, and then some activity by glaciers in the last 100,000 years, and we might talk about that towards the end of the semester. And that pretty much does it. So we'll get in one last view. This is Seal Cove. Sun's beginning to set. I'm running out of gas. Ellsworth Formation in front of you, Ellsworth schist.